Merry Christmas, all you noobs! It's your boy, the main noob. And since it is Christmas time, I am gonna allow a quote from the greatest Christmas movie ever, Home Alone 2. Hit it, boys!
Merry Christmas, you filthy animal. And a Happy New Year.
That's right. Merry Christmas, you filthy animals. And a Happy New Year to what's coming ahead. So being that it's Christmas, I know that a lot of you probably have trees up. And of course, the natural enemy to the Christmas tree is, of course, the cat. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. No, I am not talking about your cat, my cat, any other dumb cat. I am talking about Cats, the movie. The brand new movie that came out this weekend that is based off a Broadway musical, The Cats, or however the heck they call it. And I'm not going to talk about how good or bad it was, because I'll admit, I did not go see it. I had no urge to see it. I actually got to see Cats on theater. Now, it wasn't the one in Broadway, because I'm not going to spend my money on that. I got to see one that was traveling around. It was an okay one. It was not really something I wanted to go see in theaters. What I am going to be talking about today is how Cats the movie is taking a page out of video games. Now you might be wondering, what am I babbling about? Well, it seems that Cats is now having a first weekend, first day patch to improve their visuals. If you haven't heard, Cats came out into theaters and it bombed. It only made, I think, like $10 million. And the consensus from what a lot of people are saying is the visuals of it were not very good. And it seems that the company behind Cats, instead of admitting that they shouldn't have made this into a movie, that this wasn't quite the thing to make, no, they have basically come out and said, oh, we're going to send out a patch to movie theaters because we have updated visuals. Now, what does this mean? This means, like a lot of video games, this movie was rushed and they were not done editing, and they sent out a incomplete movie. Now, this has happened in the video game world for so long, to the point where a lot of people, myself included, have kind of gotten out of video games because we're getting so tired of buying a game and then having to wait for it to download more stuff because the company didn't put it in. Cats basically has done that. Now, I know there are other films that have updated their visuals in the past. There's the Sonic the Hedgehog movie that earlier this year had a trailer that nobody liked, and the company went, we got you, boys. We screwed up. We'll push back our date, and we'll update this to improve it. And they did well. Their updates were good. And then you got other people who have created their own title for updating stuff. We call that the Lucas. And you all know what I'm talking about. All those special CG stuff added to the Star Wars films. Those are okay in my opinion because, like the Sonic, the movie wasn't out yet. So they had plenty of time to fix it, and they pushed back the date, admitting they screwed up. Then there's what George Lucas did. I don't agree with it, but the movie was already out of theaters, and he didn't really touch the originals until way later. I don't agree with it, but it was okay. Now you have Cats. It literally came out Thursday or Friday. By the end of Saturday, they were already going, hey guys, there's an updated patch, so even if you didn't like this, come on back out next week. We guarantee you this is going to be looking much better. No. Why should a consumer like me or you waste our money on the first weekend to see a movie if they know it's not complete and they're going to try to get us to come out a week later to see it again. No, that's just not good. And what I fear about this is that Cats is just the first movie. Because if they can get away with doing this, think of what other companies will do. Now, let's just say The House of Mouse took Endgame. Remember when Endgame came out? It was great. It was visual. Now, what happens if on the first weekend they got a whole shitload of money and then they said, oh, by the way, we forgot a few visuals. Come back next week and watch it again. You'll get to see better visuals and stuff. A lot of us would have gone again because it was Endgame, but it would have felt cheap to hear a company do that. And I have this theory that Cats is going to be the first one to start this trend. Video games, unfortunately, have proven that this trend will work. It all started a while back where updates would come in. Now, most of those updates were good. They were useful. They had to do with mostly the online playability. But then later as they went, more companies realized, oh, we can get 90% of the game made, sell that, and by the time it sells, we'll have the 10% left and we can make them download it. That means they're half-assing their job and then making us suffer in the end. I don't like that about video games, and that's why I really don't play video games anymore. So to have the knowledge that movie studios might actually start going down this path will really annoy me, because think about this. In a few years, we're going to have more Marvel films. I don't remember what the first one is, but whatever. We'll take Black Panther, okay? Say Black Panther 2 comes out. You go to the movie theaters, you watch it, and when you get home, you get a notice from your movie theater. Hey, we saw that you enjoyed the movie. Guess what? There's still 10% you haven't seen. Come on back to see it again. You would sit there and go, well, what did I pay for? Why do I have to pay for it twice? And then, like video games, you know what the next step would be? DLCs. Imagine buying a DVD, a streaming on your computer or on your Disney Plus or Netflix or whatever. You went to go watch a movie. You watched it all. But then you found out there was a secret ending. And for a low, low price of $1.99, you can download the true ending of this movie. That is what it almost feels like Cats is trying to do. And I am not liking that, because I already shell out enough money as it is to see movies, to play video games, to watch, the internet shows, whatever. And I already don't do DLCs and, season passes and whatnot for video games. I don't want to have to be doing this in movies. So for a company to create a movie like Cats and then basically tell us we have a first weekend patch is just the start. I do not want this. Is it gonna happen? I don't know. I really hope not, especially with the streaming services, but this is gonna have to fix itself and not happen, or else we're all gonna have to eventually start shelling out more and more more and more money to see these movies. And I don't want that. I'm pretty sure you don't want that. Anyways, folks, thank you for listening to me ramble on this. It's just something that blew my mind that a company, I think it's Paramount, would do this to a movie and then expect the fans to see it twice for the better visuals, and to blame their low money weekend on these set visuals that they forgot to update. I don't know. It is dumb as hell. I mean, what do you think about this, folks? Did you go see Cats? Will you go see Cats after this update? Do you fear or think that Hollywood is eventually going to follow the gaming industry path and do the patches and the DLCs? Let me know in the comments below. Anyways, folks, thank you for listening to me babble, and I hope you enjoy your Christmas, and I'll catch you next time. See ya!